Is it obvious to you immediately which one of you is full frame and which one's a 1-incher? I don't mind the 1-inchers. I tell you, that's 3 too many. You know what I mean? Does one lead in dynamic range abilities, sky retention, and morbid obesity? It's a sad day, my friend. We have to give back the little Sony. So we do one last comparison, and give her all we got, with the Canon RP versus the little Sony. And if you haven't guessed which one is which, that's on you, Canon. That's on you.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
The sun is behind me, so one of them should have a clear, obvious dynamic range advantage. If not, the Canon on your right is in some trouble. Cripple Hammer has appeared. We're in 1080p on the RP here because you can't focus in 4K. I trusted you. In the last attempt, I sat there like a fool. Although, to Canon's credit, I did have a booger in my nose, and it probably refused to focus on me just for the lack of dignity I conducted myself with. So it's understandable. I get it. It was just like, yeah, clean yourself up a bit, maybe I'll focus on you. Till then, I'll be over here. You know what's funny about the Canon RP focus system in 4K? Picture this is the focus point at my head. And usually in Canon dual pixel, it's very smooth, it catches up to you. In 4K on the RP, it just waits at the beginning, and if you go there, it jumps away from you. It never focuses on what you want, ever. It actually leaves when you get in focus. I leaned in a couple times, and then I saw that I was in focus. Canon realized I was in focus and jumped. It's like, no, we're not having that. Not today. But in 1080p, it works. Oh, it works. Do I have boogers? That's all I can think about now. One thing I've noticed about the Sony colors, they make red a little orange, and Canon makes red a little pink. Neither are what I want. This is a red shirt. We sell them down at the Vegetable Police Network. How'd that handle? It's red. It's not pink. It's not orange. It's red. The color of love. Get it right? So the Canon's taking a break over there. I want to test a couple things here. So we're in standard right now, and I've already graded it. It's a very subtle grade. Just a couple little tiny vignette in the corner for some sort of artistic effect, and a slight Fuji LUT with like a 20%. It's nothing. I just like it. So this is what that is like. Now we switch to HLG in a new Rec 709 format, which I certainly understand. I know what that means. So what I've done, we're up EV1, 1 exposure plus, because I've heard through the grapevine that HLG needs to be overexposed a bit because the shadows are crushed when you raise them, so never raise them. So now we're kind of overexposed, but it should be so cinematic that the cinema might call you and ask for their movie back. Will you give it to them? Will you expose for me, Sony? Because most vlogs should be this. Should be this. Looking for UFOs. You don't have a UFO blog? Get with the times. It's 2014. I'm also gonna try S-Log 2, but did this red shirt turn orange? I swear to God, Sony. Because it did when I was in the BT 202 format. Whatever that stood for. And it was accurately numbered and remembered by me. Are we at the cinema? Ooh, a brick wall test. We're doing it. The video version of a brick wall test. Is it straight? No? Is there barrel distortion? Corner sharpness? Is this good content? Let's switch to S-Log. So HLG, get it stuck in your head. Dynamic range wise, let's switch it, S-Log 2. All right, we're in S-Log 2. I feel like we're still not overexposed enough for S-Log human rights. I think we have to plus it again. Probably not, I'm ruining it, but let's plus it. All right, we're at +2 exposure compensation. I feel like we're doing good things. We're doing good things here. So, how we dynamic range-wise for the UFO vlogs? Better? Is there a UFO? How many, really, is the question. There's a lot here. It's a new age, so they're becoming more apparent. Oh, there's one. That's cool. I gotta tell you, Sony really puts in the features for this. Like, they give you all the control you need. There's no cripplings, there's no removing. Maybe like the sensor's not the best, but the lens certainly wasn't designed for vlogging. But they put you everything in there, and I like the menus. I can change everything very quick. Better than Canon menus. Why is everybody so loving and praising for Canon menus when it's the same exact format? It's like the categories at the top, only the difference is Sony can actually switch to the top and skip entire categories where Canon can't. You have to go through each page. One category has like 7 pages, you gotta flip through every 7 page to get to the next category. Sony, you can just go up, skip over. Although Canon can just touch. I get it. I get your problem, you little touch boy. Little smartphone touch boy. I mean, I have a feeling I butchered this look with the Fuji LUT. It's an F-Log to Fuji conversion kit. Not designed for Sony cameras. But I don't mind it. I don't know how to... You can't strengthen it or weaken it either. I wish that was different. I did notice in low light, S-Log wasn't performing very good, but maybe in this kind of light, I mean, autofocus wasn't performing. My hair is performing. All right, let's switch back to the RP. Oh, little Canon, how you doing? We're in Faithful. That could be a mistake. The Faithful profile. I don't know how to make a Canon camera look good. It's baffled my mind, even looking at the thing. The colors, the reds are always so pink looking and just weird. Decent skin tones. Seems a little bright. That can't be good. I forget if digital stabilization is on or not, but just judging by the Sony as I was walking by, is this more pleasing? It's so much more heavier. Do you even notice? Like, oh wow, the full frame. It must be worse because it's 1080p. Probably shakier. Is the audio worse? That could be a thing. I've just noticed so many cripplings in this compared to the R. I will compare the RP to the R. I've noticed it big time. I think it's all down to the digic. All right, digital stabilization was off and it's on now. Did we smooth out any kinks? I vlog in parking lots, dumpsters and cars. That's what men want. Pebbles in my foot. Ah, God. The 16 to 35 24 is a nice little lens. I like that it zooms inside. So I could zoom so smoothly. Inside the lens it's happening. That don't look right. Nothing about that looks smooth. Why does my hair split? Why does it do this? I don't want this to happen. This is a bad look for my business. Stop it, world. Stop making this happen. Beauty confirmed. Oh, wow. I will say this. The autofocus motor is actually loud in here. Thank God I use a lav mic. Are you to hear? Oh, that looks cinematic as F. Let's back off, though. Honestly, 16, you don't even need it. Let's go to 20. I think a good 20 to 50 would be much better. Panasonic just did it. I'll try to test that lens. It's not very impressive on the Tony wide, and 3.5, give me a break. Actually, that's faster than this. I don't know anything. The only way 16mm comes in handy is when you put the enhanced on, which we just did. But I've noticed on the RP, it's not as good. That's one of the skimpings. I understand you couldn't put it in there. Your processor's just not fast enough for this price range. It's normal. It's not a crippling. It's just you had to do what you had to do. I trust you. It's still fun. I love it. The only reason your company is successful is because your marketing team and most of your cameras... Ow, I deserved that one. In what might be the life hack of the century, or the worst business decision in Canon's history, this HDR mode, it's very limited. The audio gets really weird, and you can only film in 30p, so we're mixing a 30p on a 24p timeline, but it's kind of like a full-frame iPhone look, if you were going for that. Very fake, but it has it. It's actually somewhat usable though, which is surprising. Every other HDR mode I've seen has been pure gimmick. This is no different, but it's somewhat usable. I think autofocus works. But just the brilliance of it. The colors everywhere, and I'm exposed. Except now. Oh. I'll test the Canon R with this lens and then give the RP the nice 15 to 35, and I bet you that R is still gonna outperform it. We'll stop down to 24. All right, where's the Sony? Nobody stole it? Oh, the cinema. I have the mode on. Is it doing it? We're in product mode. People were saying it doesn't work on the side. I don't think that's the case. Shut up. So we're on the Sony mics. And I think I'm gonna leave. So let me know stuff. Who won the battle? Sony, glorious S-Log. Loser boy over here. It looks like face smoothing is on or something. Is it all the olive oil I eat now? Oh wow. I'm gonna leave. Subscribe for more videos and we'll see you in the next one.